Okay, now coming in a bit late. Hopefully, yesterday there was a news report just after I posted the clip that I did yesterday on Greyhound racing in New South Wales that Greyhound racing had the ban had been overturned. So this is the thing. So what does that mean? Now I know a lot of people are getting up in arms and saying a few choice words to the Premier and things like that. So I think ideally it's important to get a few things, certain in your mind and, understand a few different points. And first of all, that the ban on Greyhound racing had nothing to do with the animals being killed, whether it was through live export or the wastage of the greyhounds and things like that. Yes, that was a contributing factor to it, though primarily what the result, what instigated the ban on Greyhound racing was the lack of transparency within the organisation, within the whole industry, the lack of an acknowledgement that something was going wrong, and this whole us and them mentality and attitude that was going on with it. Now, of course, I'm not involved in the racing industry. I'm just someone from the outside that's looking in and has based that on the things that I've read, the different reports that I've read and things like that. Now, the other thing that we need to remember is that, and be aware of, is that if Mike Baird didn't overturn or didn't change his mind on the legislation and take it to cabinet and all that sort of stuff, there is a good chance he would have been challenged and potentially lost the leadership of the Liberal Party, and then the next Premier would have done exactly the same thing too. So, that being said, there is a good chance that the capitulation by Mike Baird with regards to this and caving into media pressure and a couple of high-profile people and things like that, is that it pretty much guaranteed that they're not going to win the next election, because people will remember this, especially with what's the next election, I believe, is 2019. Happy to be corrected if I'm wrong. As I said, that's New South Wales. I'm in Queensland, so I'm not really that switched on. Or that focused on what happens in New South Wales. So what happens from now? Now, from my understanding of it, the legislation did pass banning Greyhound racing. So what needs to happen now is new legislation needs to be drafted. So it needs to pass through the upper house and the lower house and then the upper house. Now, there is still a chance that depending on who controls the upper house and what backyard deals or backroom deals and things like that can be done, that the legislation may not pass through the upper house. Now, to go some point in not having it pass through the upper house, what I would be doing is, if you live in New South Wales, is I would be making an appointment to see your MLC. See him. Don't write letters to him. Don't send in a one of those little form emails or click here and send an email to politician XYZ. I would be making an appointment to go and see your member of your legislative council. Don't go for Mark Pearson. Go for one of the other ones from the other major parties. Go for the whoever the Labor Party MLC is, whoever the Liberal Party, and even the Nationals, and make an appointment to them make an appointment to see them and express it to them. Don't wait and talk to them in some public outing or something like that. Go to them, get an appointment in their diary, and go and see them. Now, the purpose of that is that you're spending time with them face to face. And this is the thing: when you do make that appointment to go and see them, and you do go and see them, and don't make it emotional. Just present them with the facts and say, this is why the industry should not continue. They've had X, Y, Z to clean up. They've denied this. They've prevented this. Look at the campaign that. What was it? There was another one that I saw on social media that I can't quite remember what it was. I meant to bookmark it and mention that. But, there's a whole lot of dirty tactics campaigns going on. And the other thing is that, do some research and point out to the MLC that you talk to, and even when you start doing a public campaign, and this is the thing, everyone should get involved in a public campaign in New South Wales, and point out that, it's only 1% of the number of Greyhound owners and Greyhound racers who actually make a profit. All of the rest of them don't make any money from Greyhound racing, whether they do it as a loss or whatever it is. and things like that. So it's, point out that, uh, yes, allegedly it is a few bad apples that have ruined the industry for everyone else. Yet that happens all the time. It's happened with the gun laws. It's happened with anything that you can think of. What was it? Alco pops, anything that you can think of. Even liquor licensing as well. There's just a few little clubs and pubs that do it and ruin it for everyone else. So, this is the thing. If the industry can't be relied upon to keep its backyard clean, then why should it be allowed to continue? So this is the thing. As I said, vent at the politicians, and I would be, waging a campaign or starting a campaign against Alan Jones for his, and this is the other thing too. You got to remember, Alan Jones is a 1%er. Look at how much money he earns. So he's not in it for the battlers, despite what he says and what people believe. He really doesn't care about the battlers as long as they're listening to him. If they're not listening to him and he's not getting ratings for it, he doesn't care what they do. He doesn't care what they say. Something else that I saw of that this pro greyhound racing group had started out. They are launching attacks against Animals Australia and Peter Singer, and using comments by Peter Singer to justify how out of touch Animals Australia is. And here's the thing: I'm not a supporter of Animals Australia. I believe that they are one of the worst. Misleading animal organisations or animal advocacy groups in this country. I do not know why so many vegans and alleged or self-proclaimed animal rights activists support Animals Australia. They, everything that they do is against, improving things for animals. So, that being said, the quotes that they've used against Peter Singer, that was an ethics quote. It had nothing to do with whether greyhound racing is good or bad or whatever it is. They used a Q&A clip about that. Now, I do have differing views, or conflicting views with Peter Singer, because he's utilitarian, and I do not agree with utilitarian approach. I don't believe that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. I believe that if there's a rights violation on any living being that is entitled to rights and has rights attributed to them, that a rights violation is a rights violation. It doesn't matter the context or things like that. And before people start talking about the burning boats and houses and all that sort of rubbish, we're not talking about that. We're talking about real world scenarios. We're talking about real world things. So with regards to greyhound racing and live baiting and using animals for entertainment, well, they're not treated good. There is no way that they can be treated better, and they can be treated where the relationship is beneficial to the greyhound as well. It can't be justified that, hey, we give the greyhounds home. You're only giving the greyhounds a home because you're trying to exploit them for something. So they've been brought into an industry that exploits them, and this is what it is. So this is why discussions about that should be moving away from utilitarian and treatment views, and just go for the a rights-based approach for that, as well as equal consideration, and even getting public opinion against them as well. And to really turn public opinion against greyhound racing, you need to start countering the information that they put out. Are they born to run? Well, you could cause the put up the argument that any animal that's got legs is born to run. So whether they've got legs and they enjoy running or not is entirely two different things. So anyway, before I start waffling too much, I mean, this is the thing. The battle's not over. It can be won. As much as I am not a big fan of the reasonings behind why greyhound racing was banned, because I believe that all entertainment at the expense of animals should be banned. There is still stuff that can be done, and that is contacting your MLC. Make time to see them. Don't send them a letter. Don't send them an email. Don't write nasty letters to it. You need to go in with facts. Have facts presented to them. Research things. Find out what they're when the vote comes in. go through the reading of that. The other thing that it could do as well is, and this gets back onto the whole lobbying side of things, is that find out what they want in their local area, and then turn around and say, hey, yes, if you support, if you do not support removing the ban on greyhound racing, then we can drum up support for this, and this is the thing, to a certain extent, the parties are, going along. The politicians do go along the party lines, though there is a point in time where that they are worried about the local electorate, and that's the other thing too. That because I did promise a clip about Animal Justice Party in Queensland, so what I would be doing is I would be targeting the the MLCs that only have a small hold on with representation in New South Wales. The other part that you could go down is that if you did want to talk to the MPs, so that's the members of the Legislative Assembly, have a chat to the ones that live in marginal electorates. So that's the ones that have that have experienced that only hold the electorate by a small margin. So target them. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to talk about margins and all that sort of stuff in the next clip, where I'm talking about what the AJP should do in Queensland to get a candidate elected. So anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. It can be one. Don't give up hope. Don't start condemning Mike Baird as well. The other thing too is that something to consider is that he's probably pretty much effectively signed the end of his political career by doing this. Yes, he may last till the next election. The public's not going to, they won't forget that. People never do when it comes to things that they're opposed to, and they let you know at the ballot box. So anyway, that's my thoughts on this one. Thumbs up, thumbs down, all that sort of good stuff. Subscribe, and remember, don't fear the vegan police. We're here to help.